as the Volturi let Bella go in New Moon and then just unalive Bree Tanner in Eclipse when the Cullens said they would take responsibility for her. So actually, in my opinion, I'm quite certain Aro was never going to unalive Bella. The whole threat of it was to raise the stakes and incite fear, which is what the Volturi does, and I think this whole situation reveals a lot about how the Volturi works and why they operate the way they do. Aro knew exactly what was going to happen with Bella, in my opinion. He didn't care about Bree Tanner, which is why the Volturi unalive her. The Volturi unalive ruthlessly to make a point and to demonstrate, if you break our rules, you're done. They've been doing that since their origins, and it's a huge part of how they gained power in the first place, and it's the whole reason Caius even has a place with them. Because Caius doesn't even have a gift. The whole reason Aro picked him is because he wants any and all smoke. Aro saw potential in his hatefulness. He's sadistic and inflammatory and always wants to fight and is perfectly content to just spend time starting beef and torturing people. Like, he doesn't even let the issue sit in the air. He's just always ready to go. And that creates this image of ruthlessness and incites fear, but the one who's really calling the shots and pulling the strings is Aro, and he's completely different. Aro is very strategic, and he lets that happen only if he doesn't care, but he's generally not in the business of unaliving people who have gifts that would be at all useful or even just interesting to him. Not since he 86'd his own sister Dita May, Marcus's mate, and realized that was kind of messy and that he kind of fumbled with that. He's not going to jump to do that again. Aro doesn't have anything like Bella's gift. He's never seen anything like it. He has a physical shield in Renata, but not a mental shield. That's way too interesting and potentially useful for Aro to waste. Same thing with Edward and Alice. Never had any intention of unaliving any of them. He lets them believe that, like, oh, you better change her and the Cullens broke the rules, but it's all part of the show and the tactic. He was never going to unalive her, and we know that Aro is totally comfortable playing the long game. He has no problem waiting decades, centuries even, to get everything he wants how he wants it. So could they have waited years and years to turn Bella before the Volturi ever did anything? Totally. And would they ever have unalived her? No. If it came to that, Aro would have turned her. And the Volturi is very corrupt, right? Like, they'll break up covens and make false accusations if Aro wants somebody and wager less valuable members, right? But we can see by the end of the saga, they're revealed to be quite messy, actually, and scrambling, even afraid, and they're pulling dramatic stunts left and right, like the whole arena thing. We can see with that whole, like, final battle that doesn't actually happen. It doesn't happen in the book, but the idea of it, we can see that they know that they're not as invincible as they believed themselves to be. But truthfully, do I think Aro was ever really going to unalive Residential Mortgage? No. An actual immortal child would have been a fun reason for him to dismantle the Cullens like he wanted to, but once he realized this was some new, unique, special creature, no, he's too interested. And once he meets Rollatini in particular, no, absolutely not. For one thing, now he has more leverage against them, and also he's fascinated with the little menace and her gift. It's a lot like his. I'm telling you, refurbishment, Aro. Her gift is a lot more like the opposite of Aro's than the opposite of Edward's, and I think she's on her way to have a whole lot in common with the evil overlord. So, like, were they intimidated by all these talented vampires and the werewolves and Bella's shield, etc.? Yes. But was he actually going to do it in the first place? No.